Welcome back to our channels, Warriors. We have done it. 10,000 subscribers in 2 months. I swear to God, we broke some type of record. Once again, I want to thank you guys for everything you have done and the support you have shown, right? I also want to thank all the channels that helped me, right? That gave me shout outs, right? That plugged my channel when I first came on scene. They had no idea who I was or what I was about, right? But they kind of took a risk putting my name out there. So, in no particular order, shout out to Dubs and his channel. Go check out that channel. Gunners Collective. Flacco with a convict's perspective. Actually, the first individual that I had an interview with. All right, Post P Chronicles. Indicted TV. Nino's America. Right, what's up? You got Paradigm Media News. Man, I hope I'm not missing any. Big Herc's Fresh Out channel. Man, if I missed one, trust me, I'm gonna plug it in the thing. My memory is not the best. I apologize for that. So yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Good looking out. I'm always gonna pay it forward. Let me know if I can help out in any way. Convicted Hearts, Jen Magaña, also. So this episode right here is gonna be about, man, this episode to me feels like the movie American Me. I know you guys all seen the movie American Me. I seen it a bunch of times as a kid, right? I already told you my dad was a prison guard. The only thing I could find close to prison, see what my pops was up to in there, was in the early 90s, was American Me. You know that scene in the movie when Big Puppet takes out Little Puppet? Poor guy, right? It's kind of, this video kind of feels like that, man. It's not one that I would have ever liked to make or talked about. But here we go. It's kind of like the same person that brought me in. Now I got to take that person out, man. Didn't want to do it. Didn't want to do it. So as you know, your boy did 16 years with the California Department of Corrections. After 8 of those years, I promoted to Sergeant, Richard J. Donovan Correctional Facility, right? That's why I promoted to. Man, anywhere you're new, you're going to meet people, you're going to say what's up, this and that, right? Mind you, I don't have to tell the crowd, like, be careful, right? Be careful. Or choose your... You guys know what time it is. There was an individual that took me under his wing, right? I was a sergeant. This individual was a lieutenant. Dude took me under his wing. Dude to me was solid, right, at the time. There was an incident where I talk about where one of my officers got stabbed. I was a brand new sergeant. Well, this person that I'm talking about was my lieutenant during that incident, and we had a tight rapport. From the troop ground level officer to me, the sergeant, and to him, the lieutenant, it seemed like everything was cool. I was brand new, so, I mean, an officer got stabbed. We quelled that. We did the paperwork. Everything's all good, right? All tidy on our end. It's prison. So, people would tell me, like, hey, what's up? Why are you talking to this dude? Be careful. What's up? Like, you know, but to me, man, I'm a grown man, but I'm always going to give people the benefit of the doubt, right? Even to this day, I'm still going to give the people the benefit of the doubt because it would be wrong. I would be robbing myself and them of opportunities, right? I can't be being mad at the world. Being jaded, right? That would not be beneficial to anybody. There was patterns. This dude looked out for me. This dude got a job change. I kind of followed suit, right? He kind of pulled me where he was at because I was on probation, so I don't got a say in the matter. I get moved where I'm told I'm going to get moved to. I was promoting for the lieutenant examination. The dude kind of would help me out. We would study this and that. Like, it was... But I was seeing little things, right? Little things that I would see. Him pawning off his work to me. Him pawning off his work to others. Kind of like dry snitching, right? And all these are like all these are now like catching my attention, but it's still not enough to break up a friendship or not enough to that's just like, okay, maybe that's dude's get down, right? When he moved to this one position and I was like right across the way, this dude would always be in his truck like playing video games on his cell phone. Like, and I'm not even tripping. Like, I'm still not even tripping on that. Like, that's kind of what we did. No, that we're not all doing that, but I'm just saying, like, hey, like, man, if that's the biggest complaint that you got this like a dude, a homie, like playing a little game, like, come on, man, you're not gonna burn down you're not gonna call the governor for that, right? You're not gonna just do anything drastic. Play a little game, right? And like, I even downloaded that game, right? Just so like I'm not a gamer like that at all, but you know, just, hey, what are you doing over there? Oh, I checked it out, blah blah blah, cool, man. Oh fuck. Telling you, man, we had incidents together. But those I saw him get into it with people. I saw him like get into it with people where I'm like, oh, I'm about to walk away. I think a couple times I did walk away just because everybody that knows what's up is like, hey, man, it's better if you don't see anything, right? Like, and I'm talking about like peers and peers. Like, they would like when it would get like that, I'm like, fuck this, I'm out, man. I'm cool, right? I'm not gonna jump in for the homie. I'm not gonna get involved. That ain't me. Like, dude, you got what you got going on. I got what I got going on, man. Like, needless to say, his style as a lieutenant and from what I heard as a sergeant was always like, pass the buck, pass your work off to other people, which, I mean, it's like, it was obvious, right? Like, I don't want to say snakish behavior, but goddamn. So where is this story going? Well, let me tell you. When we got that warden, Pollard, right? We got that warden. And this homie that I'm talking about was anti-administration all the way. Like, this dude had joined the supervisor union, would push the grain, like, right, push back, and then like, this dude got an opportunity to become the public information officer. Like, man, like, seriously, this story isn't even sitting well with me. Like, how everything just played out was not cool, man. This dude became the public information officer, and then the homie switched it up. The homie switched it up like a light switch, man, and I cannot stand that shit. Like, I don't know if it's like how I grew up. I just cannot stand people that flip that script, right? And I'm like, what? Even then, I still talked to the guy. Talked. I kind of wasn't going over the dude's pad anymore. We used to watch boxing. We used to watch UFC events. I kind of, pulled back from that, right? Just because I'm watching. Like, oh, man. Like a train wreck, right? Like a train wreck. So, we get that one warden, right? They make him an acting captain. That's all it took. This dude went from being one way, from playing video games in his truck, on duty, right? Which nobody was tripping, right? People would say stuff, but it wasn't that big of a deal. It's not as big of a deal until you start doing what this guy started doing. He flipped the script. Boom. And because of that power that he was given, because of that title he was given, I don't know, the homie lost his mind, man. Some may say it was like, he was always that way. Clearly, I can see it now, but this guy, let me tell you, when we got the body-worn cameras, let me tell you what kind of foul. This dude was doing some foul stuff. When we got the body-worn cameras, right, it was designed to ensure that we were not, in fact, beating up disabled inmates. That was the whole point. Court-ordered and all, right? Came from the top. Court order, we can't argue against the courts. Plus, we're not doing that, so let's be transparent, right? Come on, bring us 10 body cameras. Cool, I'll put one everywhere. Well, it just so happened that that warden and his cronies were spying on the BWCs, the body-worn cameras. I already told you guys this, right? It was like a fetish, like a voyeurism. It was disgusting, right? And this is kind of like a cry for help too on the channel. So that's not what they were designed for. Those cameras were not designed to spy on the cops like that, like on their own private time. Like, yeah, you're at work. I understand what you're saying, but downtime, come on, man. So it just so happens that there was an officer on the phone. This is a true story, man, because I even asked that cop. And I was appalled. I was blown away, right? This is just one that I was blown away on. This cop was on the phone with his body-worn camera rolling, because that was a policy 24/7, 365, with the exception when you go to the restroom, you can turn it off, if you remember. So he tells his partner, hey, man, I can't wait to go home. I'm gonna smoke me some of that good stuff. Right? That's what the dude says. Fair, just a comment, just a statement. Dude's on the phone. I'm gonna smoke me some of that good stuff. That can mean a lot of things. They spy on the camera. They catch that somehow. This old buddy of mine who had already made captain. That's when he lost his mind. Goes over, and those two dudes were cool at one point, and says, "Hey, come here, man. Let's take a walk." Right? That's all he tells the guy. Let's take a walk, which is shady. They walk all the way to the warden's office, and that dude's like, "Hey, wait up, man! Like, hey, do I need a union rep? Right? Because as peace officers, we have the Peace Officer Bill of Rights, POBAR rights. Like, hey, do I need a rep? Like, what's going on here, man?" Oh, no, come on, man, it's cool. Which, wrong. If you're new, you're watching this, man, I'm telling you, take a rep, record everything, document everything, trust me. So he okie dokes them. They go into the warden's office. The warden's like, what's up, man? Do I need to drug test you? He's like, what? What are you talking about? Yeah, we were watching your body-worn camera. And he's like, wait a minute, why were you watching my body-worn camera? Oh, don't worry about that. He's like, but you said you were going to smoke that good stuff. What do you mean by that? You have a drug problem? He's like, hey, man, first of all, I don't appreciate you bringing me from my post. Like, over here, I asked you if I needed a union rep. You told me no. Like, hey, dude, telling the warden straight up, like a man-to-man, right? Because we don't recognize rank like that. Like, you're going to start getting foul, sideways, crazy. You lost that. You lost that respect. You lost that credibility. He's like, hey, man, when I get home, I enjoy a nice glass of whiskey with a good cigar, man. That's what I was referring to. I don't know what time. I'm a peace officer. I don't know what you're into or this and that. Can I go back to my post now? Like, that's how just shady, drastic it was, right? I can give you 100 different scenarios like that, man. Scenarios, but let me. I was a watch commander on second watch one time. This dude became the custody captain. His view of his office is here. Ours was like catty corner, right? This dude, with all his power and might in his mind, he removed everything from the windows, right? So it looked like a fish tank inside. Like he got off on that, right? Like just flexing power. There's policy and procedure, and then there's directives. This fool, those idiots went nuts with their directives, right? So it was uncomfortable, man. Ain't nobody trying to. You're busy. You're calling next of kins, and I've mentioned this in other videos. You're making phone calls, hey, to the family members if an inmate passed away. You're cranking out stuff. You got people looking in. It's just a distraction, right? We're lieutenants. We're not like little kids. So he removed all that, right? So one day to test him, we were still on talking terms. And man, this guy put me under investigation. This guy, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. So I get a big calendar, right? I put it up on the wall, on the window. Just the CDCR calendars, the big ones, and I tape it up there. It perfectly blocked my view from his, my office from his, right? He comes in, says, what's up to me? And he goes, hey, who put that on there? I said, I did. He's like, take it down. I said, why? Take it down. Why, dude? He said, because I said so. I said, hey, man. I said like this. Show me in policy and procedure where it says I got to take that down. Oh, nah, homito. That's per my directive. And you guys will listen to all my directives. Will we? Will we, homie? Because I'm right here saying what's up, and you're nowhere to be found. So, wow. So, yeah, yeah, this is my directive. I said, that's your problem, man. That's your problem. We come to work to follow policy and procedure. We don't come to work to follow all your guys' directives, especially when they're wild and you guys are out of control, right? Abusing power. Ah, come on, homito, just take it down. It's all right, man. Take it down, right? Because I respect rank. I think that was my downfall. I respect rank. I was giving those individuals more credit than they deserve, for sure. From the military, I learned all this bearing, right? I take it down. He goes, hey, man, were you testing me? I said, yeah, dude, I was testing you and you failed. Oh, come on, man. I said, hey, man, like, I'm going to be straight up with you, dude. Like, straight up. I said, you need to stop what you're doing. You need to stop what you're doing, man. Oh, what do you mean? I said, hey, this guy right here, referring to the warden, I said, this guy right here isn't always going to be here. And when this dude bounces, you're going to be fucked, dude. You're going to be on your own. Trust me. Oh, nah. I'm going to be all right, homito. I'm going to be all right. Because guess who's next up in line? And this dude was referring to the female chief deputy warden at the time. And I'm like, so basically this fool was putting all his eggs in everybody else's basket, man. Banking on everybody else's power to sustain him. Which I never understood. I don't get it. If you're going to be you need to be somebody, you need to stand on your own 2 feet. I don't care who you are, man, woman, child. You need to stand on your own 2 feet, straight up. Right? So then he goes off. Nah, I'm going to be all right. I'm going to make AW. I'm going to make Chief Deputy Warden. And guess what's that after that? Then I'm going to drop the martillo on all you guys. Swear to God, that's what that fool said. Like that. I'm going to drop the martillo on all you guys. Straight up. The dude said it. I didn't say it. I wouldn't even be able to, I would never even be able to make that up, right? So, like, all right, man. I was done. That was it. You ain't gonna hear nothing from me. That's a wrap. I said my piece. I gave the dude a fair warning. Fair one, right? Told him to knock it off. He doubled down, tripled down, quadrupled down. That was it. This fool would eventually try to have me write up people under frivolous guises and stuff like that. I said, no, I'm not doing it. He put me under investigation for insubordination. Wasn't even tripping. I wasn't even tripping on that. Because your dude, right? In the military, they used to say like your ass is made of rubber, right? You can take an ass chewing. I can take mines, right? I can handle something to me. The way this dude was getting foul at everybody else was getting to me. Even dudes that I didn't necessarily like click with or consider myself tight with, we were cordial. But even those dudes that he was going after and putting under severe investigations, like this fool was going for the jugular on every one of them. Number nines on the disciplinary matrix, which mean termination. This dude was going after everyone's job. Like, that's disgusting. Right? This is a dude that I used to kick it with, like on the regular. So clearly I had to disassociate myself with him, and I'm just watching. This dude's going after everybody's job. Homies of mine, not homies of mine, just going nuts, right? Like, you guys ever see the movie or Game of Thrones? I always used to joke that this fool was like King Joffrey, that little kid that gets power, right? So I already told you, he put me under investigation. I wasn't tripping. Whatever. Was like, whatever. I'm a man. Whatever. When I found out, I saw that dude at Target. So when I found out he did my other homie dirty, right, and put him under investigation for a terminated like cause, that's when it didn't. That's when it hit my gut, like my soul, like, nah, this dude, I'm done. I'm done with this dude. That's it. You can't come back. You've crossed the line. You cannot come back anymore, right? Because I know that dude has a child, like kids, a family. I've met them. I know the whole situation was jacked up, man. Like, you used to be one way before, playing video games in your car, doing all kinds of whatever you were doing, man. I'm not going to put your dirt out there like that. Other stuff, right? But, so, the moral of the story is That warden ended up leaving. That second person, that chief deputy warden, did not in fact become the warden. They brought in somebody else. And I already told you about cars, how cars work. That last warden's car fell apart, got destroyed, got annihilated, right? Well, my ex-homie, right, he realized that his time was done. That fool was up. That's over. So what does he do? He goes out workman's comp. Alleging that he caught COVID at work. After a couple days before, he was walking around telling everybody, "Oh, my kids gave me COVID. My kids gave me COVID." When that regime changed, when that car changed, I told you, from one day to the next, you're in, you're out. That's it. So for all you youngsters that want to ride high and think you're high and mighty, or anybody that was rank anywhere, think twice, man. This fool goes out on a frivolous workman's comp case. And I know you're going to say, how do you know it's frivolous? Why didn't you report it? Isn't that illegal? Yeah, shouldn't it be? Right? I would agree. There's posters all over the walls. Dude has not been back since. We're probably going on a year. We're probably going on a year plus, man. Should I say it? I'm going to say it. So somebody from work sees this fool out on the streets, right? Hey, on the streets, right? The streets. Streets are the streets. It ain't work. You're out on workman's comp. Has exchanged some words with the dude, right? Exchanged some words. Man to man, right? Man to man. That's what we gotten away from as a country. That dude, my ex-homie, goes to the prison and reports this guy. Yeah. Might end that right there, man. There's no message at the end of this one. You take from what you gathered from it. Keep pushing forward.